Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Wrestling Marks review. And of course, we're back with that WWE SummerSlam of 2016. We're back in the Barclays Center once again. And, this is going to be a very, at least for me, it's going to be an up and down review because that's essentially what this show was to me, at least. It was more, I mean, I would say it's an up and down show, but definitely more downs. So we'll just get it out of the way real quick. The pre-show, they had the multiple tag team match with American Alpha, the Hype Bros, and the Usos. They faced off against Breezango, the Ascension, and the Bod Villains. And the only thing I have to say is that some of the tag teams here look pretty good. Like almost all the tag teams except for like the Hype Bros and the Usos, because they're kind of the Usos are really really stale. But other than that, it was just it was a fun match. Honestly, when I watched it, I was entertained. So eventually, American Alpha and the other face teams won. Uh, we had another match: Zayn and Neville versus the Dudley Boys. Zayn and Neville won. Uh, then we had the match that was supposed to be on the main show. Sheamus versus Cesaro, the first match of the 7 match series. Um, pretty good match, honestly. I was pretty entertained. These guys always have really good chemistry, but Sheamus won off the Bro kick, and that was about it for the matches on the pre-show. Um, I thought I thought they should have been on the main show and not moved to the pre-show.
I just want to say, they've already had like 2 matches on Raw, like 2 weeks in a row. So best of 7 series is so overkill, man.
It
And
is,
honestly, knowing WWE, they have nothing for Cesaro or Sheamus, so it's probably gonna go for all 7 matches.
yeah,
And
and it's kind of stupid. I mean, like that's what like they like to do. They like to drag things out, and this is kind of maybe one of those things where it's just gonna drag on. But I don't know. We'll see. You know, right now.
I guess we will. But man, poor Cesaro, he deserves so much better. But it's whatever. I didn't watch the
I
pre-show,
would
so I don't
say
care.
he's definitely doing better than before. Like after WrestleMania 30 and even 30. I don't say 31. No, I think 31 he did pretty good. I mean, he was a tag team champion. But I just remembered after 30 it was just complete shit. And I mean, I guess you could say he's doing a bit better than he was before as a heel. So that's my thoughts.
Okay, and then we go into the actual show, which started off with Enzo and Cass versus Jarrett KO. And then, Enzo and Cass, it's their usual promo before, where they made like a couple references, and I thought it was pretty cool. And it fit Brooklyn and New York in general. But anyways, I feel like this match was kind of slow compared to other tag matches, but I think that's just because the revival match yesterday spoiled me. But Owens and Jericho just went straight for it at the beginning, showing why they're heels. And then I thought it was a pretty good match. It was one of the better matches on the card.
It was.
And I don't know if you
I
if you,
just
oh, go ahead.
well, I just wanted to say, although it was like one of the better matches, I was gonna say like they do kind of since you mentioned the tag team match yesterday, I wanted to mention how I said like they kind of changed things up, you know, especially that ending yesterday, but there's just been kind of like a pattern that at least for me, it's kind of getting stale. How Enzo and Cass are just having kind of the same sequence in matches, like
Yeah.
Enzo is just getting his ass beat, and then at first they do their like their shtick, and then Enzo fucking flies over the top rope and then gets beat up. Big Cass gets the big tag. They go for the God. I don't even want to say that new tag team finisher name.
I didn't
I
know
just
that was the name of it until tonight.
Yeah.
And I just paused for a second. I was like, "What the hell did Michael Cole just say?"
All right. And they
What was it?
changed that name.
Can you
They
can you
changed
say
that
it?
name so much, so many times. It's so stupid,
Can
but
you say the name of it?
I don't want to. It's just so stupid.
Inform me, please.
It's what is it? The Bada Boom Shakalaka. Like what the
That is
fuck?
so. That's such a terrible
I don't know what they're
name.
thinking of. Like their creativity has just gone down all of a sudden, or it's just gone. Like at first, it's like all right, and then they just trying to change things up, and it just goes like it's just shit now. And I'll talk about more creativity, and I think you know what I'm talking about later. But
Oh
speaking of
man.
creativity, they actually Owens and Jericho during the end of the match, they actually went for a really cool tag team move, but they almost kind of messed it up.
Yeah, I really
But
liked it, even though they didn't catch it all the way.
yeah,
It
I
was
mean,
really, really cool.
I think it looked cool either way, and we all knew in our heads like what the
Yeah,
concept
what the
was.
concept of it was, and it was basically the pop up code breaker, and I was just
Right.
God,
So
so good of a idea.
yeah, but then again, in this match, it's the same thing. They went for that splash, and Big Cass got taken out, and that happens like all the time when they lose. Other than that, like if they win, it's just hit them
The
actually hitting the
the
splash.
the bada
Uh,
boom shakalaka.
I forgot their first name. I know the second one was like the rocket launcher, which I was fine with, but I don't know why they have to go with such a stupid name. But um, yeah, that's how it ended. Jericho hit that code breaker. Corey Graves played it off really good, and he said uh, his knee hit his jaw.
Yeah,
So I was like, okay.
Corey Graves with the save.
Corey
Michael Cole
Graves
would have been
is
like, he didn't get it all, but it's still effective, or something stupid like that.
they were trying to play it off like kind of like that, but it was whatever. I thought it was yeah a pretty good match, but I'm just saying for now they gotta change it up eventually, And Enzo's not the best wrestler, and Big Cass also not the best wrestler, but these guys fit each other really well because obviously Big Cass is like the better like person in the ring, I would say.
Yeah, and then
And Enzo's
Enzo's the
yeah.
better on the mic.
So that's how they like really click. So
The perfect combination,
um,
just like us. I'm better on the mic, and you're better with
wrestling.
something.
Oh, okay. We'll see about that.
Yeah, okay.
Anyways, we go to. This is why I was saying it was like an up and down show because this match is really like a really great match in my opinion.
Man, I'm gonna go ahead and say right now, it was the best match on the card.
I would say second,
Ah, okay.
but
Okay, you
yeah, you know what I'm
mark.
talking. But I would say it was the second best match. They kind of like in the beginning it was kind of sloppy. Like I noticed that,
Yeah.
but I was like, I'll let it slide. And eventually you picked up really well. And I did not expect for Charlotte to pick up the victory.
Man, dude, that, like, I was so confused and
Yeah, it was
thrown
like
off by
my
that.
jaw was open for like 5 minutes. I was like, what? Like, oh
I'm
God.
not gonna
But
compare it to the end of the streak, but I
no, me
definitely
neither.
got
Yeah.
feelings of the end of the streak right there.
I did. I was like, what the heck?
It
Like
was confusing, like
it's
why?
it's it's like the same thing kind of with the streak because it's like, oh, Brock is just another guy to like just fight
Yeah.
Undertaker, and it's just like, oh, Undertaker is he's gonna beat him, and
Yeah, and
then Sasha,
with this, it was just kind of like, oh, it's just Charlotte's rematch.
yeah. So and then she won. I was like I don't really want to see Charlotte as the champion, but
Especially with her
um,
crusty ass boots.
yeah,
But I thought it was such a good match. There was two things that really, like, caught my eye in this match, and it was when Charlotte was gonna go for the high cross powerbomb, not the
Oh,
Razor's Edge, Cole. The Razor's Edge is when Razor Ramon does it. But anyways, so she's gonna go for it, and instead, Sasha rolled through with the Hurricane Rana. I thought that was perfect. And then,
I was really scared of that spot too because
yeah,
I thought they could have messed it up. I was like, okay, please don't mess this up, but they did it
yeah,
really
and
well.
then
So,
the finish, the head scissors into the bank statement, awesome.
oh yeah, the tilt whirl.
Yeah,
I also thought when Charlotte went for the natural selection and she got the bank statement, I thought that was a really good spot too.
it was really good. That was a great
But
match. Like I said, I think that was the best match on the card.
yeah, well, I mean, I'd say second, but from what I've read, is that Sasha is apparently dealing with some injuries. She wasn't injured during the match. I would not be surprised if she actually was, because that one spot where Charlotte, I think she was going for like a backbreaker off the second rope, but she kind of dropped her.
Yeah, I think she was trying to do the backbreaker onto the top turnbuckle.
Right. And like she kind of dropped her, and then Sasha's legs
Yeah,
like
but
hit the top rope.
then again, with that, there was rumors after Sasha won that Charlotte was dealing with injuries. So like,
Oh,
what's the truth? I do know that she got taken off of upcoming events, but people are saying it's for her honeymoon or so who knows?
yeah. But this kind of leaves the question because I thought, like in my head, I was like, Sasha's going over, and who's next? And who has been in my mind just recently? Like when I think of it, I think of
Karma.
Nia Jax.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, close.
Whoa.
I'm
Okay.
I'm
Okay
kidding.
then.
But I thought Sasha was gonna go against Nia Jax, but that's not gonna happen. But I don't really know anymore because I don't really know any other women on the Raw roster that I've noticed other than Nia Jax. But we'll see what happens. We'll see where it goes. But that was
Yeah.
my thoughts.
I want to talk about what happened before the next match, where we were backstage with Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows, Doctor
Oh
Carl Anderson and
God!
Doctor Luke Gallows, and they're making their like jokes about Biggie or whatever. And then AJ comes into the picture, and they're talking and whatever, and then Finn walks into the picture, and I was like, oh shit, it's about to go down. But it didn't go
Right.
down. They were like offering the too sweet, the club thing, and then Finn like just kind of walked away and didn't do it, and I was like, whoa, wait a second. So that kind of put so many like ideas in my head for later on that didn't even come true. But I just want
Right.
to, I want to mention that before we got into the Intercontinental Championship match, where The Miz defended against Apollo Crews, and Apollo Crews was basically like reversing all of The Miz's like
Yeah, I
key
was gonna
moves.
say like he was no selling a lot of like he was not
For
letting the
example, like
Miz
the
hit any
clothesline in the
moves.
corner, he like caught him
Right.
on that. The first time he tried to go for the skull crushing finale, it didn't work. I was like, what the heck? So because of that, I thought Apollo was gonna win this, but then The Miz won,
Right.
and clean too. Like there's
Well,
no
not really.
well, the interference by Maurice wasn't enough to say that there was interference.
But
She didn't grab his boot. She didn't get up on the apron or anything. She just kind of walked to that area.
that's true. But I'd kind of say it was kind of dirty, just the way that like he sent Apollo to the ring post. By the way, the ring posts tonight were
Oh my
really
god.
really cool.
Don't
They
get
were
me.
like,
No, 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 no. Don't get me started on those.
what?
Triple H came up with a good idea of the LED on the side of the
Oh yeah.
ring for NXT, and then once Vince got his hands on it, he just went crazy. There was LED everywhere.
I think
Like
it's
on the
pretty cool,
ring,
honestly.
on the post, on the ramp, on the stage, everywhere. How are you supposed to get ring post-itis when the ring post is too damn wide?
I mean, they're about to do it, and honestly, if I get ring post itis from that ring post, I don't think Jesus, that'd be, I think a lot. Well, I don't know. It's a lot more thick. You know what? I don't want to talk about this,
Whoa.
but
Okay. Anyways,
this match was 5 minutes though, and I don't understand anymore. Like,
other than the match after this, SmackDown got buried basically.
right. I'm starting to think like they just don't care about SmackDown.
The women's tag match was longer than this.
Right. Some of the pre-show matches were no, all the pre-show matches were longer than this. This match got no hype. This match got no aired segments. Like literally, their like one face-to-face confrontation was in a commercial. Like what
Yeah,
the
when the
fuck are
Miz
you
called him
thinking,
Apollo
bro?
Creed.
And man, I'm not even the like. God, what are the mid-card championships? Like, what is going on with them, man? It's terrible. But let's talk about an up of the show. Honestly, my
Oh
favorite match of the
man,
night, AJ Styles versus John Cena.
it was a
Uh,
really good match.
it was, and I was freaking out the whole match, and God, because it's John Cena. You just don't expect any of this. It's too
So,
overwhelming. It's
so my prediction was that AJ Styles was gonna win, but on the inside, like deep down on the inside, I was like, John Cena has to win. They're gonna make Cena win. Like this has happened before. Kevin Owens. With Kevin Owens, Cena ended up being like on top of the game,
right.
and surprisingly, that didn't happen.
Right. And oh my God, especially that avalanche attitude adjustment.
After
Uh,
AJ kicked out of that, I knew for sure he was winning.
right. I was like, I was just like, I dropped my laptop in front of me and I just looked at my screen. I was like, okay, whatever. I hate this show. And then he kicked out. I was like, oh my God. And I was freaking out, man. And I was scared of that finish where Cena was going for another AA, but Styles hit the Styles Clash and then hit the phenomenal forearm.
I think everyone thought that Cena was gonna catch him in the forearm.
Oh, yeah. I was like, oh no, you should have just pinned him.
Yeah, like I was like, this is gonna be Roman Reigns again. He's gonna catch him. It's gonna be over.
Right. But he didn't catch him,
He didn't.
and
It
he
was
pinned him
crazy.
clean in the middle of the ring. Oh my God. Like I was like, what is wrestling right now? What is WWE right now? This is like as cheesy as it is, and I know you said it to me too before. It's like it is a fucking new era, man. Like, oh my God.
It's a new era. Yes, it is.
And, and honestly, it's still I know it's really weird to say. It's been like 7 months since AJ Styles has debuted, and honestly, it's still surreal to me.
Every
And
time AJ Styles is on TV, you say this.
yeah, because it's like I just never thought like AJ would come to WWE out of all the people, man. And like,
I
I
think it's
just
safe to
never
say,
thought.
never think that someone won't come to the WWE. Because this is the
Right.
top of the line. This is the top of the mountain. Everyone wants to be here, even if they say they don't.
You know, yeah, and maybe we'll have a couple returns later on.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought there was gonna be another return,
Oh
but
god.
you will get to that when we.
And then after AJ like left, Cena like took his armband off and left it in the ring, and it was kind of weird.
It
Like, what
was.
was the purpose of that? Is he giving up? Is this a heel turn we've always wanted?
Oh,
I
he's
doubt
giving
it.
up
I doubt it, but
because the armband said never give up.
what I'm
and he put it
thinking,
down.
is that he's saying he's gonna have a promo where he's like, oh,
He's
my
all
my
sad.
catchphrase is to never give up, and I realized in that match that AJ Styles also never gives up or some shit. So he left it all in the ring. I left it all in the ring, literally, or some stupid, cheesy stuff like that. I don't know how John Cena talks.
But I want one more match.
Oh God, it's
Uh,
just so he could win, it's just so he could come up on top.
if that happens, I'll be so mad. And it's just like Kevin Owens won that one time, and then he lost the next two times. Man, I was just like, why? You know?
Yeah, good thing. Well, does Cena's win count? Well, it doesn't matter anymore because AJ has 2 wins. But technically, that was in a singles match, so
Oh yeah, but
AJ hasn't
they
lost to
didn't
Cena
put
in a
it in
singles
the
match.
promo, which I was really confused.
Yeah,
Like
that is
I
kind
thought
of weird.
they, yeah, I mean John Cena did pin AJ, but
But not in a singles match.
right. So I guess we're just passing that, and we're just having AJ is better than Cena.
Yeah, man. It's true. It's damn true.
Man, what the hell is wrestling?
Wrestling is magical.
But
Speaking
this
of
was
magic,
my favorite match of the night. Definitely Sasha and Charlotte was very close. Um, so this is what I meant by the ups and downs. This is one of the big ups. So I was really glad of this match, and it lived up to all my expectations.
yeah. So, and then from there, we went on to the tag title match, which before it happened, John Stewart came out. Oh my God, John Stewart, God damn it. So he comes out, and then he's like, "Oh, I'm the honorary member of the New Day. I'm gonna do the intro for Big E." He does the intro for the Big E, and it's just terrible. It's terrible.
Right.
It's the worst thing ever.
Like people were like bowing him before, but then he started to do the catchphrase,
Yeah,
and
and everyone
they
joined
had to do
along.
it for him.
Yeah, cause like, ugh, it's so bad. I would have much rather had whoever the hell his son is do it. But this match was pretty good too. It wasn't the best New Day match, but it was pretty good. And just that moment where like Kofi jumped over the top rope and like hit the pose, it was just amazing. Both of them had like the Sheiky Baby shoes on, which was kind of weird. And then Michael Cole finally pointed it out. But god damn, I really thought the club had it here. I
Oh
really
yeah.
thought they had it here. They got rid of Xavier Woods. I don't know what the hell happened to him. And then they're gonna go for the Magic Killer on Kofi, man. They're gonna do it. And then John Stewart comes out and he like distracts them and he's like, "Oh, look at me. I'm John Stewart and I was in Big Daddy and I had a talk show." He didn't say that. And then like he's it was so weird that he got out of the ring, but then he came back into the ring and like tucked his shirt in and then come on, we thought the club was gonna go and give John ring postitis, which is a very serious thing, by the way. Shouldn't be joked about. But luckily, John Stewart was saved from getting ring postitis from Big E. Big E came back and caused the disqualification, so the club won
By
by disqualification.
disqualification.
But the New Day is still champs. But man,
Um, I don't even know what to say because I mean I enjoyed the match, and I was like, yes, the Magic Killer. Yes, let's just have them win it, and then John fucking Stewart has to come in the ring, man. Like,
I think you're probably the only one that was thinking that. Everyone else was like, no, not the New Day streak or whatever the hell.
man, I was ready for a tag team championship change. And John Stewart, as irrelevant as he already is, has to come in this match, and everybody did not want him there in the first place. And
I thought they were
it
gonna
was
give
cool.
him the Magic Killer. I wish they would have given him the Magic Killer.
I wish so too, but um, I thought Big E returning was cool. But I'm guessing what they're trying to do here is actually have Big E in the match, so then that's where they lose the titles.
Yeah, it would be a bigger victory for the club.
Yeah,
Cause
but
like even I don't know if it was Cole or Corey Graves, but one of them mentioned like usually it's Big E that is in the match when they're defending the
Oh yeah.
titles. And that's like, even though that's such a slight thing that they said, and probably a lot of people overlooked it, that's super important for the New Day. It's true. Most of the time, Big E is in the match when they're defending the titles. So I think that makes sense what you said. It should be Big E in the match when the club wins, because it's gonna happen.
And yeah, I mean, I think the club are honestly the only ones that are like kind of capable of like taking the titles, and I don't think anybody would be.
Especially on Raw, there's not that many tag teams on Raw.
Yeah, I guess other than Enzo and Cass,
Enzo and Cass,
but
and then the
like,
club, and then the Dudleys.
but like Enzo and Cass, they lost tonight, and the Dudleys are just
The Dudleys.
God, yeah, the Dudleys. You don't even have to say anything else. But that was about it. Next we have probably maybe the weakest match of the night. Honestly, even with the pre-show matches,
And it was so early on
yeah,
in the
it was
show.
it was really underwhelming and disappointing. It was Dean Ambrose versus Dolph Ziggler for the WWE World Championship, and God, was it such an underwhelming
It's
match?
like Dean didn't care about the match.
And I don't think anybody else did either. I mean, you look at Dolph Ziggler, and you did not build him up to like with his match. Like, how are you gonna convince me that this guy is gonna win the championship?
Honestly, the most build up he had was super kicking him on Miz TV.
Right.
That was just
And
one move.
it's like not enough, You can't just have. And I was talking to you about this, where in wrestling, like the only way you can, there's other ways you can, like, express a story in wrestling, and it's not just by speaking on the mic, and that's what they did for about like 3 weeks, other than like the tag matches or something like that. But there's just no hype, and there's no excitement because there's as much as they try to build up Dolph, which they barely did. I mean, like the only build up they did for Dolph was Dolph doing it by himself in those promos. So nobody, I don't even, yeah, I mean, I don't blame Dean, like for not caring, because like who, like
Who did care?
exactly, like
Dolph Ziggler fans.
Dolph Ziggler. I mean,
The only person in that building that probably cared was Zack Ryder's father.
and you can't tell me that Dolph, they were talking about Dolph and how he's been, a veteran, and this is like his last opportunity, but it just like there's no difference, there's no difference in Dolph tonight, where it seemed like he wanted it more. It just seemed like a regular Dolph match to me,
Yeah.
at least. I mean, the only thing missing about this match with Dolph is like the freaking zigzag spot where
Yeah,
like,
where the person holds on to the ropes. He actually hit the zigzag, didn't he?
right, but I'm guessing it's like a signature now, and the freaking super kick
Yeah,
is
goddamn,
the
man.
finisher. Um, I mean, the only thing I liked about this match was Dean himself. I thought the way he was very cocky with Dolph was very. I actually really like that, and we're probably gonna have Dolph. We're probably gonna have Dean facing AJ after he beats Cena, which I think would be a better match. I think
Yeah.
we can honestly have so much predictions for that match more and have better expectations. So, you know, nothing special at all. I mean, it wasn't even good, honestly.
It was
Like,
like, I was so confused. Like, is Dolph working heel? Is Dean working heel? Is there no heels in this match? Because that's a terrible idea.
right.
It was,
Because
like, confusing to me, and it was genuinely boring.
it was, and the crowd
The crowd
was
didn't
just
even
dead.
care.
Yeah, right. It
The,
was
the
just,
crowd popped more for what happened in the next match
right.
than
I
this
was gonna
match in
mention that.
general. So why don't we just get into that next match? It was the women's a 6-woman tag team match. Naomi's entrance is amazing. Carmella, okay.
I always miss Naomi's entrance.
Dude, it's amazing. Like,
I'm glad I missed
I'm I'm
Carmella's
I'm
entrance.
part of the Feel the Glow Nation, man.
Is
Swear.
that what
And
she's calling it?
no, I
Glow?
no, I'm making it right now.
Oh, okay.
Right? I'm ready for the glow up, if you know what I mean. And so, anyways, Naomi, amazing. Carmella, wow, okay. Becky, I feel like Becky, honestly, other than the person who came into this match, Becky was like the odd one out. Like, she did not need to be in this match. She should have been in a singles match against I don't know who. But
Honestly, I feel really bad for Becky because she's like one of my favorites.
she's like the
Uh,
forgotten four horsewoman.
right. She's kind of like the Dean Ambrose of the Shield. But
Honestly.
like she's better, like she deserves a lot better. Like I just don't think she should be in this position, but
Yeah.
I think Naomi has gotten a lot
She's
better too.
amazing. She's amazing in the ring. She always has been really. She just
Uh,
hasn't had the opportunity to
a lot
like
better
let
than
shine.
Cameron, yeah.
Yeah, Naomi or Melina versus Alicia Fox. But anyways, so Natalia and Alexa Bliss made their entrances, and then I was super thrown off, cause then Eva Marie's entrance starts, like
Oh,
the stuff on the screen and
nah,
the red and
I
the
knew it was
dude
gonna
on the
happen.
mic. I honestly thought she was gonna walk out, cause she was talking about having the suspension lifted, cause apparently it was
Oh,
unjust. So I don't know if you knew, but apparently the only reason she got suspended is because she forgot to turn in certain paperwork to let the WWE know what medication she was using, which she was using Adderall, which
uh,
I don't really know too much about what that is for, but I know like if the WWE knows about it, then they can use it with prescription. But she's talking about her and her husband on Twitter have been talking about, oh, we're gonna get this lifted because it was unjust. So I thought she was really gonna walk out. I was like, no, come on, what? And then the whole oh, she's gone off to vacation due to stress, due to what was the word he used? Due to hostility of the WWE fans. And I thought that was hilarious because it's true, even though I hate her too. And then JoJo announces it, and their makeup partner or whatever, and Nikki Bella walks out and gets the biggest pop of the night, I would say, and it was just crazy. I even was pretty happy to see Nikki come back.
me too.
It was a cool. Okay, calm down now. It was a cool
What?
thing. People were more interested in this match, man, than the WWE Championship match,
And that's terrible. It's like
because
even
this match has such little story behind it. Like it does have a story behind it, but it's so small. And the other match is a championship match. It's crazy.
right.
And then Nikki's team got the win because she did her move and she debuted it. The TKO as her new finish. I don't know how much better
Which I
that
like.
is
I
for
like
her.
it.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know how much better that is though for her, like health wise, than the rack attack because she still has to lift a human being up. But I think she wanted to continue to do that because I'm not gonna. I'm
That's
not gonna be afraid to admit it. I watched Total Divas, and she said on Total Divas, like it makes her feel empowered and strong that her finish is picking up another person, and I
because
like that.
that's what like she wants her style to be like
Yeah,
that, to be like a power lift woman. And I really like that. That's what I really like about Nikki Bella. And she's honestly, I thought the TKO was a really good finisher for her.
I wonder what she's gonna call it. If she's gonna give it a different name or, cause I don't know if they said TKO. I wasn't really paying attention to commentary much, but they didn't really call it anything. I don't think.
Oh no, I mean they just said the TKO, but that was
Oh,
about it.
well, then she probably won't rename it. They would have said, "Oh, that's what she calls the um Twin Magic Killer." I don't know.
What the? Okay, let's just talk about the next match. Okay, I have to talk about this because when I saw it, I was like, "What the hell is that?"
You don't know how pissed I was, Alvin. You know
I
I'm a
think
mark
I
for
think we all were.
championships.
I know. Yeah. Okay. I can understand your perspective because I know you're a big championship guy. But God, what is that? Like,
I would have been happier with the whole thing that was leaked where the SmackDown title just turned to blue, and then this one just kept like the red look
right.
of the
Even I saw on
logo.
Twitter, like,
But
fucking Shane McMahon's Universal Championship was better.
this just looks terrible. And I was hoping like, oh, maybe it's not true, and it's on the shop, Alvin. They're selling this to people.
What the fuck are they thinking? Like, is anybody gonna buy that shit?
That
It's gonna be as bought as the Y2 AJ shirts. Like,
that title is so ugly. It distracted people from the match for a good like maybe like 10 minutes.
yeah, and it bothered me too. Like, but at the same time, it's like it's so ugly. You can't forget about it.
It's
And it's
basically
like
the male version of the Divas Championship.
the what?
The Divas Championship, the
What?
butterfly one.
Oh, I thought you actually
No, I
meant
wasn't calling the Women's Championship.
because people have been
No,
saying,
no,
they're
I love
both
the Women's
red.
Championship. All
See,
red
I
everything
actually
on this
like
title.
the women's championship.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like the Divas Butterfly Pink Championship.
I
This is the male version of it.
I agree because they're both, they're supposed to be big titles, but
But
they
they're
are just
disgusting.
so ugly. Like,
And
what
I just
the?
think it's
Mm.
if WWE doesn't change it, like the fact that all they had to do was show it in the background by accident because they went out of the ring and the people in the crowd started booing. Like it
Yeah,
showed up on camera and people started booing. It's just God, it's so bad. I would have
it's
preferred
terrible.
the idea that was going around that like that just the colors were different for SmackDown and Raw. I would have preferred the copy of the winged eagle. Man, I would have preferred it to be the same exact championship as the world title, except it just says Universal. But this is it's so bad.
It is, but the match itself was actually pretty good. Um, like it, I wouldn't say it was like really, really good. Like I would say even the women's championship match was better than this match. But eventually Finn Balor won the
Which is
championship. Oh my
surprising.
God.
It's one of the few predictions that I got wrong.
But here's the thing, right? I really, really thought the club was gonna come out,
Yeah, that's
especially
what I
since the
thought.
stipulation.
That's what I thought after the segment earlier on, and I didn't
Right,
know if they were gonna help him or cost him the title. But either
right,
way, I thought they were coming out,
right. And
and they
and
didn't.
they announced like, oh, you can only win by pinfall
Yeah,
and or
which by the
submission.
way, did they say that at the beginning of the match?
Yeah,
Cause I
they
only
did.
caught that like during the middle when Cole said it.
No, they announced it in the beginning.
Man, it would have been. They should have announced that like a while ago. But it does make sense that it would be no DQ or no count out because you need to crown a new champion. There has to be a new
Right.
champion. But I don't know if it's just me going crazy or if this is just how the way Finn does things. But Finn didn't raise the title.
I think maybe
I don't know if that's
I
just how
think maybe it's
he
because
deals with
they're
it.
gonna change the title because it's so ugly. It's like if
Yeah,
you
yeah, yeah.
raise it, you're catching the attention of the people with the championship. So it's like, no, you nobody wants to see that piece of shit.
Yeah, I
Oh
don't know if
my,
that's just how he holds championships. I can't really recall with NXT, but he didn't raise it. Like he raised his hand, he held a championship, but he didn't lift the title up.
no. I
Like not
remember he
once.
always used to raise, with his theme song, and
Oh
he,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know, and
But
then
he
he raises
didn't.
the
Yeah,
title.
he did not. He
But
did not raise it up, and I don't
it's
blame
like,
him because
yeah, he
it's
raised his
ugly.
arm, but not the one with the championship.
Yeah, because it's just so
That's
ugly. That
but I
championship triggered me.
heard Rollins did not. I guess since Rollins didn't, he said he didn't even see the championship yet. And imagine like
If I
you
would
go
have,
into the match and you see that championship and you're like,
if I was Finn Balor or Seth Rollins and I walked in to a championship match and I look over and it's that abomination, I'm walking out. I don't care if I get fired. I don't care if they sue me. I don't care if whatever. I'm walking out.
It
If
is
I'm
terrible.
if I'm Finn, I'm saying I'm going back to NXT. And if I'm Seth, I'm saying I don't even know. I'm going back to
I'm gonna get that NXT championship because it looks. Honestly love the NXT
yeah, man.
championship look.
And also, I forgot to mention this earlier, but aren't you supposed to announce someone's nickname before their actual name?
Oh yeah, they announced him as Finn Balor, the
The Demon
Demon
King.
King. Like
So, like, does that mean the Demon King is the champion, or is Finn Balor the champion?
mystery,
Wow.
mystery.
Finn Balor versus the Demon King
So
at
so Balor
WrestleMania
has to come
confirmed.
out every night with a paint.
Yeah, because Finn Balor didn't win it. Finn Balor, the Demon King, won it.
Right, right. I have to also say we like completely like didn't even talk about it. Um, I'm really glad that he didn't use the same face paint that he came out on Raw
Oh,
with.
yeah, definitely.
I'm glad he came out with like a little bit difference, and I thought it looked really, really sick.
Yeah, I
So,
liked it.
but other than his face paint, we're all just focusing on the freaking look of the championship. Like, oh my god, it's okay. Let's just move on to I would say a down segment. Honestly, oh, it was kind of I don't know how to say. I don't know how to feel about it because well, you could start about this segment.
God, man, this made me so mad. This made me so.
Did it?
It did. It made me super mad because, alright, so first of all, we didn't even get a match. And it was after both world title matches, so the U.S. Championship obviously means more than the world title, which is fine by me because I love Rusev and I love the championship. But damn, did this make Rusev look super weak. Not only as a champion, not only as a wrestler, but as a man. So Rusev first of all initiated the attack on Roman, but like it wasn't too long until Roman got the advantage and started beating the shit out of him, which sucks because all this man is trying to do is defend the honor of his wife.
Right. So yeah, I was gonna say like I don't know how we're supposed to be convinced that Roman Reigns is supposed to be the good guy,
Yeah.
especially since he attacked him for so
After
long.
okay, so yeah, he was beating the hell out of him. He got a chair, and then I don't know if Rusev was really hurt, but he was working like the ribs. They call off the match. Rusev's getting like walking backstage, and then Roman comes and spears the guy whose ribs are injured. So that's great. Good job. You're definitely the babyface we need. It's just man,
It
pissed me
just
off
doesn't
so
make any
much.
sense. You would think Rusev would. He's defending his wife. He's defending. He has a right to be angered. I mean,
His
he
wedding
was trying to have a simple wedding, right?
his wedding ceremony was interrupted by someone who's so irrelevant to Rusev. Like this would
Exactly.
make sense if it was Seth Rollins or Brock Lesnar or Triple H or whoever.
I don't even know what to say because it was just so. I don't know, man. It was just like, what the hell is
It
this? Like,
doesn't make
what is Roman?
doesn't make sense, man. If Roman's supposed to be the babyface, babyface is supposed to get his ass beat for trying to defend his wife's honor, not the heel.
It's I don't
I've
I
never
don't know.
I've
I
never been so mad at like so quick. Like I was mad that the championship was ugly. And then my anger went away cuz the match was okay and it was good. And then my anger came back because they buried Rusev essentially.
yeah, and
As a
I don't
man, I'm not even
like
talking as
using
a
that
wrestler.
word
As a
either.
man, they ruined him. Lana's probably gonna get a divorce now. She's probably gonna move back to Russia. He's gonna get deported to Bulgaria if that happens. I'm so
Let's
offended.
just let's just talk about the next match, I
Well,
guess.
before we get on that, can we talk about those chants that started randomly breaking out during the attack?
You mean the Slater
The "We
chant?
Want Slater" chants, and if I'm not mistaken, CM Punk chants.
Yeah,
Come on,
CM
man.
Punk
Come
chants.
on. What's wrong with you, Brooklyn? Okay, you were dead last night for the NXT show, and you're dead tonight and chanting CM Punk. Okay, I thought this was SummerSlam, not Raw 3 years ago. Anyways, continue.
All right, Brock Lesnar versus Randy Orton. What is this? 15 years in the making or something like that? No, I
14,
don't know.
maybe.
14? I don't care because
Almost. Okay, calm down, man. It's the main event.
it was not like worth the wait for anybody.
It definitely shouldn't have been main event. World championships are supposed to be main event. Sorry for being traditional in that sense, but
Right.
the world championship, the main title, should always go last, in my
That's
opinion.
what I think. I mean, I thought at least for this show it was exceptional, and I thought they were gonna do this, and they
Brock
did.
Lesnar isn't even a good wrestler. There's
I
no
mean,
reason for him to go last. Are there actually people out there, and I don't care if anyone gets offended, but are there actually people out there who care to watch Brock Lesnar matches? Because it's the
right.
same thing every time. The only reason this one was different was because it's Randy Orton. And not,
And he hit some RKO's.
yeah, like one or two? Two?
It was like two.
Two. And dude, that. People were just. God damn. Brock took his gloves off. Well, before that, we'll talk about, like, the fact that he threw him in between. Or through the SmackDown commentary table. And I was like, holy shit. Why did he not get disqualified?
For going through the table.
Yeah, for sending him through the table, like intentionally.
I don't think you get disqualified for that.
Okay, but is it disqualification if you bring out a wooden table? Because I'm pretty sure the Dudleys have been disqualified in the past for bringing out a wooden table and doing the 3D through it.
I don't know. It's different for both
I
tables
want the
because I
WWE rulebook right now.
I remember because they do stuff like that, like the Shield versus the Y family, where they did the double choke slam to Rollins through the table, but it was just a regular tag team match.
I I want a rulebook. But anyways, so after he threw him through that, he set up the other table, and I was like, come on. Brock's getting sent through it since like there's no reason for him to be standing on it. And Randy goes for the RKO on the table and it doesn't break. Why does that always happen to Randy?
I don't
Like he
know. I mean,
RKO's on a table and it never breaks.
just a weak move, I guess.
Um, and then I think it was at that time that I realized there was four guys on commentary. There's
Oh
Morrow,
yeah,
JBL, Byron, and Corey.
Corey.
And I thought that was
Yeah,
pretty cool. But then, man, they go back into the ring. I think it was that point where he did the spike DDT.
yeah.
And like, god damn, he spiked the hell out of him. And then after he hit the RKO, right?
What?
He.
I thought you were gonna continue.
No, well, I was asking you, like for clarification.
Yeah, he hit
He
the
hit the
RKO.
RKO. It didn't work. He was gonna go for the punt, and then Brock gets up and just God kills him with the F5, right?
But he kicks out.
And he kicked out, and it was like, oh my god, oh my, someone just kicked out of the F5, and
I
then
guess.
Brock just took his gloves off, and he starts hammering away at Orton, and goddamn, he hits a forearm, and Randy just is busted open. And
A lot.
I thought like, oh damn, he's busted open. And then they cut the camera to a different angle, and Randy like lifted his head up, and holy shit, he was literally in a pool of his own blood.
Right. It was a lot.
And it
Like
was like it was at that point where I was like, this has to end.
it was like so much blood. You could probably fill like an entire cup.
Yeah,
Or
that's gross.
it's just it was so much.
And
Man, it was
they
just
took
I
so
don't
long
know
to
if it was
call it
supposed to
off,
go
dude.
like that, but
I want to oh, man, I don't I don't think it was cuz he didn't Randy didn't blade. Like that forearm is what busted him open.
right.
And shit, dude, he just started bleeding. The doctors came by. Even Heyman was like looking like, "Oh shit, what just happened?" And then for a second, I kind of thought, like when they called the match off, that Heyman was the one that made the decision. Because for a second, I just didn't see him on the apron, and then he appeared on the apron again. But that's probably not what happened. It was probably Mike Chioda. But I'm so glad they called the match off, even though he continued to just like punch him and shit. And then Shane O'Mac came out, and they just had this stare down, and he lifted Shane O'Mac up, F5 to Shane O'Mac, and he left. And Shane O'Mac almost no-sold the F5 because he was up like almost immediately after it. And he didn't look that much damaged. But after falling off a Hell in a Cell, how can anything hurt you? You're like invincible.
That is okay. Like I can see.
But like, god damn, man, what's the point? SmackDown just got like demolished tonight.
They did honestly, but other than I think Cena AJ was the only really good SmackDown match. Maybe
Yeah.
the only SmackDown good SmackDown
Yeah,
match. I don't
yeah,
even know what I'm
yeah.
talking about.
It was definite. Well, it depends on if you think the tag match was good on the pre-show.
Yeah,
I didn't watch it,
but
so I wouldn't know. But
we didn't even get to see what everybody wanted to see,
which
which was
was Bill
the F
Goldberg.
the F5. Oh,
Oh, oh, we're on completely different
but yeah, I was
thoughts,
gonna talk
though.
about that after. I was gonna say we didn't even see the the F5 and see the
Yeah,
RKO, but whatever. But yeah, we did not get Goldberg. Like it was like
they even
I
started
thought
like doing the Goldberg chants, and Lesnar
right,
got mad and started punching the already dead Orton.
and I thought when he lifted Shane, I thought he was just gonna have him stay lifted, and then Goldberg would come out, but he got hit with the F5,
Yeah.
and that was it. Like um,
How
that's the end of SummerSlam.
how much would have Goldberg changed the pay-per-view? As in, like,
I think it would have changed a lot of people's minds. Like, holy shit, that was such a good ending, and
yeah.
I think people would have changed because there's certain big moments that like kind of change your perspective of maybe the whole pay per view. So
For
if
example,
Goldberg,
WrestleMania 30, the
oh
streak ended, and then Daniel Bryan won, and everyone forgot about the streak ending for like 10 minutes.
right, and like 31, if we had Roman win or Brock win, I think it would have just been underwhelming.
Yeah, no one would remember it as a good WrestleMania, which it was.
But
But
Seth,
yeah, because of the cash in.
yeah, so he technically pretty much saved most of the show. And I think if Goldberg came out, I I mean I wish he would. I mean I wish he did. Like I thought it was just like the perfect moment, but I guess not. And I saw so much negativity for the ending. It was pretty
For what
disappointing.
reason? Because Brock won by TKO?
No, just because Goldberg didn't come
Uh,
out and just the way that it ended, I mean,
Brock murdering a man and then F5ing Shane McMahon.
yeah, so it's like, what? Okay, where does this lead? Like if we, here's the thing, right? It's like we have Goldberg come out. It's like, oh shit, now I want to see Raw tomorrow to see what happens. But now we have this shit happen. It's like, okay, like, are we just gonna have a regular Raw tomorrow? Because there's nothing to look forward to. Other, honestly, I'm looking kind of more the SmackDown because AJ beat Cena. But other
Man,
than
all
that,
I'm looking forward to is the Cruiserweight Classic, and that's about it. And the return of Lucha Underground on television.
right.
I don't think I'm watching Raw tomorrow. I don't think I'm watching SmackDown after. But anyways, what do you rate this SummerSlam as a whole?
That's really hard
We're
because
gonna say without the pre-show.
without the pre-show,
Yeah.
okay.
So just the main show.
I think I would give this show out of a 10. I would say maybe like I want to say like a 6,
Okay. Remember for me, 5 is average.
right?
So I'd give it a 4.7
You're always so specific, aren't you?
every single time.
What'd you give last night's rating?
I think I gave it
A
a
6.7?
6.3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So this one's a I'll say 4.75.
Oh shit.
Yeah. It changes the game.
It does.
A whole point zero
So,
five.
so you think the show was below average?
Yeah, I think it was below average.
I
As
think
a
it
whole.
was a little bit better, like a little more average, just because of the like the AJ match and the
Uh,
Sasha and Charlotte match.
I'll say if you look at it as a Raw pay-per-view, I would have given it a 5. It would have been average to me. But as both like a pay-per-view that's supposed to build up both Raw and SmackDown, it was below average.
I can see where you were at,
Yeah,
where you're at for that.
yeah, cause man, SmackDown, man, Team Blue.
I was really excited for that too, but
But whatever,
whatever.
it
Yeah.
is what it is, and it's shit.
Well, that's about it for me for my thoughts.
Okay, so thank you so much for watching. Do us a favor and like the video and leave a comment about what you thought about SummerSlam. Leave a comment about what you think about the Universal Championship and why didn't Goldberg return. Please do us another favor and hit that subscribe button, and you can check in the description to follow me and Alvin and this channel's Twitters, as well as mine and Alvin's solo YouTube channels. Solo YouTube channels? Other YouTube channels? I don't know. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, the pleasure was all yours.